Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear student. My name is Dr. Muhammad Adnan Asghar, and we are going to study the symmetry and magnetochemistry. So we have already taken the many lectures of symmetry. Previously we have discussed the symmetry. What is the symmetry? Symmetry is when a shape looks identical to its original shape after being flipped or turned. So we have discussed the symmetry of nature as well as symmetry of different things made by men. Moreover, we also discussed the different symmetry elements, and we know that there were the two basic operations, symmetry operations. The one was the translational symmetry and the second one was the point symmetry, and we people are more concerned with the point symmetry. We have discussed the objectives of the point symmetry, and then we discussed the different symmetry elements of the point symmetry. The first one was the identity. It was actually doing nothing, and the second one was the proper rotation, and we learn a lot about the proper rotation. The specific thing that we learned was that the axis of rotation and the principal axis of rotation, there was a quite difference between the principal axis of rotation and the axis of rotation, and we know that the principal axis of rotation was axis with the largest possible n values. So we have learned through different examples. Moreover, we also learn about the sigma reflection operation, which was actually the point through a plane to an opposite and equidistant position. So lastly, we have discussed about the different types of sigma present in a molecule, like sigma H, sigma V, and sigma D. Sigma H was the actually plane perpendicular to the principal axis, while sigma V was the plane includes the principal axis. Sigma D, the plane includes the principal axis but not the outer atoms. We have taken some examples to understand the concepts of plane of symmetry or sigma. So from now on, I would like to ask some simple question from you people, which is, which of the following molecule have inversion centers or not? For example, the A is the water, the B is benzene, C is cyclopentane, D is an octahedral geometry. You can say this is the COCl6, or any molecule which possesses octahedral geometry, ML-cis system. And the E is the tetrahedral geometry. You can say this is actually CH4 or CCl4. So would you give a correct answer to me? Which of the following molecule have inversion center? Think about this. Let us move ahead. Only B and D molecule for operation have the inversion center, because if we talk about first water molecule, we know that it was the actually point from where we can travel to any direction. For example, I would like to move in this direction, and subsequently on the other side of the dot or the position or the point in the molecule, we need to travel equidistance on the opposite direction of that molecule. So if we found the same atom or the molecule on the other side of the distance that we traveled, then there may be inversion center. If not, there is no inversion center found. In this molecule, we did not found an other hydrogen atom on the opposite side of this atom and opposite side of this hydrogen, so there is no inversion center in A. So if we talk about the B, if there is a clear indication that because it have inversion center, we already discussed this example of benzene. If I draw a dot or a point, center point in this molecule, and I need to travel from here, from middle to the this side, I found a carbon atom this side, and subsequently from this point to opposite side of that molecule we should travel. If we found the same atom, for example we found the carbon atom, it means it also possesses an inversion center. While in the case of C, cyclopentane, we need to travel on this side, and subsequently on the other side we did not found any kind of atom, so there is no inversion center found in the cyclopentane C molecule. In case of D, we can found the same thing that is found in the B, because if we traveled, for example on this side we found an, for example there is a chlorine, and we need to travel opposite of that molecule of atom or atom, there is an same atom on the other side, it means there is a inversion center. While in case of tetrahedral geometry no such point is found, so there is no inversion center in the E molecule. So only B and D, for example for C the operation I would take point X to point Y, which is certainly not equivalent, so we can easily understand what the reader is going to say. An inversion center may be number A, in space in center of a molecule, for example benzene, ethane, or at a single atom in the center of molecule D above. इसकी अभी हमने बात की है. If it is in space, all atoms must be present in even numbers, spaced either side of the center. If it is an atom, then that type of atom only must be present in the odd number. So this is kind of a basic rule to find the inversion center in the molecules. So I would like to repeat this. If it is in space, the center in the space, all atoms must be present in even numbers, spaced either side of the center. If it is an atom, then the type of atom only must be present in an odd number. Hence, a molecule AB3 cannot have an inversion center, but a molecule AB4 might possibly have one inversion center. So this is the quite illustration of the above said statement. Use this consideration to decide which of the following might possibly have an inversion center. You have an example of ammonia, NH3CH4, C2H2, C2H4, SOCl2, SO2Cl2. So can you guess this? If yes, then it's quite good. If no, then I would like to answer this. CH4, C2H2, C2H4, SO2Cl2 fulfill the rules. That is, have no atom present in odd numbers, or they have only one such atom. But to find the correct answer, we need to draw the structure of these molecules. So if we draw the structure of these molecules, we get the shapes like this. So herein we can see that this is exactly the center of the molecule, and we need to move in one direction. For example, I would like to move in this direction and found hydrogen, and while on the opposite side there is no same atom or hydrogen found, so there is no inversion center. So CH4 does not possess inversion center. So if talk about the ethine, C2H2, so this is the central point of the molecule, and if we travel left side of the molecule, then we found a hydrogen atom, while subsequently from the middle of the point opposite to the right side of the molecule there is again a same atom. So there is inversion center in ethine. So in the third molecule there is also inversion center. We can say this is here hydrogen over there, and on the opposite side we can also find the same atom. So inversion center is found. While in the case of SO2Cl2 there is no inversion center, because if we move towards the chlorine and on the other side there is no atom, or we need to have a chlorine for the inversion center. So only ethine and the ethene have the inversion center, while the rest of the two molecule does not possess the inversion center property. So I draw as simple molecules for the better understanding of inversion center. Here we can see that this is the square planar molecule. We can say this is the PTCl4, and this is actually the middle point or the blank point of the molecule from where we can travel to any distance, from where we can travel to any directions as well. So there is inversion center for, and in the case of ethane this is quite obvious. We can see that there, if we travel from the point of center to the upward and downward on the same opposite direction, so we found there is an inversion center. This is the same case with the 1,4-dibromobenzene and trans-dibromoethane. So I do believe you have got the clear idea of inversion center. So far we have studied the identity, proper axis of rotation, plane of symmetry known as sigma, and the inversion center. Now let's move to the last one, which is the improper rotation. Improper rotation, it is actually the rotation plus reflection. We can say actually S, it is denoted by the S. I would like to share more information right after the examples. So we should have to know about the improper rotation operation. It is actually rotation then reflection. We should have to rotate the molecule first, then we need to apply the reflection. The result would be the improper rotation or improper operation. So for example, if I talk about this simple triangle molecule, we need to apply C3. So C3 means we need to give 360/3 is equal to 120-degree angle rotation. For our easiness, we just draw an arrow upward on one side of the molecule. So if we apply C3 to this molecule, this point will definitely come over there, but on upward direction. So as I talked earlier, rotation then reflection. We rotated this molecule and we applied C3. After C3 we need to apply reflection. If we apply the reflection, the upward arrow moves downward. So this is now the improper rotation, because we applied the rotation operation along with the reflection. So if we apply the two operations consecutively or simultaneously, this is known as improper rotation, and this is the result of the S3 of the improper rotation to this molecule. If we apply again S3 to this structure, we get the thing like this, and again if we apply the S3 we will get thing like this. And definitely this is the same case as we did earlier in the proper rotation. For example, if we would like to apply S3 two times, we will get this structure. So it means we need to apply S3 two times, S3 three times. This is the same as we discussed earlier in the proper axis of rotation. So what if we move further? S3 4, then the structure would like this one. S3 5, structure is like this one. S3 6 is equal to identity, because this is the same molecule that we use in the start. This is actually the molecule. So if we apply S3 6, then it would be equal to identity. It means we are doing nothing to this molecule. So this result is quite general. So because we have rotated through two whole circles and reflected an even number of times, so this is actually the improper rotation. So I would like to discuss more precisely and comprehensively the improper rotation. This is actually the fifth type of point of symmetry operation in a improper rotation. Given the symmetry Sn. Improper rotation occurs around an improper rotation axis by rotating the molecule to 2 pi by n radians and then reflecting the molecule through mirror plane. It means rotation plus reflection. Thus, an improper rotation is really a rotation reflection operation. The benzene molecule contains an S6 improper rotation, while with its collinear is C6 proper rotation axis. Rotation of the molecule by 60 degree followed by a reflection in the plane of the molecule brings each carbon and hydrogen atoms into position that are indistinguishable from the original. The benzene molecule also contains an S3 improper rotation axis that is collinear with its S6 axis. While it is often the case that an improper rotation axis is coincident with the proper rotational axis of the same order, this does not necessarily need to be the case. Another example of an S6 rotation is given. For example, notice that the first step is performing S6 operation does not return to the object of the equivalent configuration, and thus S6 operation in fact a unique and distinct symmetry operation, although it performs the same function as the product sigma HC3. Recall that a product as second operation is always the one that is performed first. The object need not contains a C3 proper rotational axis. Also note that the following trivial improper rotation axis. In staggered configuration of ethane, this is the staggered configuration of ethane molecule, and S6 axis exists. We can see this is the S6 axis. If central atom is placed in the center of imaginary cube with 4 terminal atoms at opposite corner of the cube, then 3 S6 axes will be passed through the center of the face of the cube. This is about the B. Illustrate the combination of rotation then reflection for one S4 rotation axis in CCl4, where Cl ligand have been labeled with imaginary subscript in order to demonstrate the transformation. Because the subscripts are only present for bookkeeping purposes and not real, a single S4 rotation moves the molecules into an equivalent configuration. So this was all about the improper rotation. It is actually the rotation then reflection process and denoted by Sn. N is the number of axes or the axis of rotation that we are going to perform. For example, this is S3, and if we perform in case of benzene, we need to write S6 because this is the 6-fold rotation. So here are the complete set of symmetry element and symmetry operations. We know that the first was the identity. It means we are doing nothing with any molecule. It is denoted with the E. The second was the proper rotation axis or the axis of symmetry, which was denoted with the Cn. Rotation about the axis through some angle. So we have learned a lot about the proper axis of rotation, and we know that there was a quite difference between the principal axis of rotation and the simple axis of rotation. The third one was the mirror plane or the plane of symmetry sigma. It was the reflection about the plane. So there were about 3 types of sigma that we studied earlier. The one was the sigma h. Sigma h was the horizontal sigma that is perpendicular to the principal axis or axis of rotation. So principal axis of rotation. Sigma v was the vertical sigma, d was the dihedral sigma. And the fourth one was the inversion center or center of symmetry, and denoted with the I. Inversion is actually the reflection about a point. We need to travel distance from a point to to a specific direction while on the opposite side. If we got the same atoms on two sides, then it means that molecule have an inversion center, otherwise there is no inversion center. The fifth one we studied is the improper rotation, denoted by the SN. It is actually the rotation then reflection. Rotation about an axis through some angle followed by a reflection in a plane. So the joint venture of rotation then reflection was known as the improper rotation, which was expressed by Sn. Here is actually the now the question is how to find the symmetry elements in molecules. This is quite interesting, and we should have to find the symmetry elements in molecules by using our previous knowledge of symmetry. So in symmetry we already studied about the identity. We need to find the identity. We need to find the proper axis of rotation known as Cn. We need to find the plane of symmetry sigma. We need to find the inversion center I, and we need to find the improper axis of rotation, which is the actually rotation then reflection. So we need to find the different symmetry elements or all symmetry elements in a molecule, and this is actually due to our analytical skills and the skills that we have learned previously in the lectures. So let's start with the simplest example, which is the water molecule. So we know that water is actually H2O. One oxygen is attached with the two hydrogen through a covalent bond. So these are the different angles pictures of the water molecule that I have shared with you people. So first of all, I need to find the symmetry elements. So we need to find the symmetry element. We should have to write the identity first, E. Here we can see that because all the molecules that may or may not possess other symmetry elements, they must possess the identity as a main symmetry operation, because identity was the actually doing nothing to a molecule. So we need to write the identity first in symmetry operations. After that we need to find the proper axis of rotation, which was denoted by Cn. So if you see carefully that there is an axis of rotation. If we catch a molecule, if we draw a line, for example here we can see that this is actually the axis of rotation, the axis where we can rotate the molecule and found the indistinguishable shape. If we found the indistinguishable shape which is not identical, then this is the symmetry operation. So from here we can easily we can study that there is a C2 in this molecule. If we rotate CT rotation, it means 180 degree, then this hydrogen shift its position, and moreover the upward arrow change its direction to the downward. So this is actually the indistinguishable shape from the parent molecule. This is the parent molecule. So is there any other type of proper rotation found in this molecule? Yes, you need to find. Actually there is nothing after C2, because we cannot perform C3, C4, C5, C6 on this water molecule. So there is only one C2 exist, and this is the axis of rotation, and this is actually the axis of rotation and the principal axis of rotation for this molecule. So there is only C2 in terms of axis of rotation. Now let's move to the plane of symmetry, which is known as sigma. So we know that we have studied three types of sigma so far, which was the sigma H, sigma D, and sigma V. H stand for the horizontal, which was the sigma which is perpendicular to the principal axis, while the sigma v vertical and d for the dihedral. So this time we can find there are two type of sigma over there. This is actually the exact position and location of the sigma and sigma dash. Here we can see that if we cut a molecule of water from this side, we can have two equal halves. Moreover, if we cut the water molecule from this angle, then this is an other sigma, so it may change into, it may distribute into two equal halves. So there are two types of sigma exist. Is there sigma h exist, or these are the sigma v? No, there is no sigma h exist, because we know that sigma h was the plane of symmetry that is perpendicular to the principal axis. So here we can see that there is no sigma which is perpendicular to the plane of rotation or plane of axis. So there are all sigma v, sigma vertical. So now let's talk about the inversion center I. Is there any inversion center found in water molecule? Here you can see that. Yes or no? I think no. Your answer should be the no, because the inversion center was if we traveled from a point from any position to any position. For example, I would like to travel on this side, so I found a hydrogen. Meanwhile, on the other side, opposite side, I need to travel same distance, so I did not found any atom, similar atom like hydrogen. So there is no sigma is present in this molecule. And this is all about the water molecule. So the last symmetry operation was that we study is the improper rotation. Improper rotation was actually the rotation followed by a reflection. So there is no S2 in this molecule, because if we perform the S2 operation, we may encounter with the previous symmetry elements that we already studied. So there is no inversion, there is no improper rotation found in the water molecule. I hope you have learned all the basic concepts of symmetry so far, and I do believe that you can find symmetry elements in different molecules. For example, if you like to find the symmetry elements, you can try on BCl3, you can try PTCl4 molecules and try to find different symmetry elements present in this type of molecules. And I do believe that you are very well aware now the special terms used in symmetry. Thank you very much.